In our last video, we looked at how to install software from the default Debian repositories, and in this video, we will shift focus to installing software from a PPA. Now, not all software applications are hosted on the default repositories, and this is for various reasons, including licensing restrictions. Some applications use proprietary licenses, and this prevents Ubuntu or Debian from redistributing them. A good example is the NVIDIA drivers. Another reason is security and quality assurance requirements. Ubuntu and Debian repositories follow strict security and testing standards, and if software doesn't meet these standards, it won't be added to the official repositories. Another reason is rapid release cycles. Now, developers of certain software release updates more frequently than Ubuntu's repository maintainers can package and test them, and therefore to avoid delays, such projects host their own PPAs. And this guarantees the latest versions of software, and this is one of the main reasons we need, or you might want to install software from a PPA. Now, a PPA, which is short for Personal Package Archive, is a third-party repository for Ubuntu and its derivatives, and it's a method for developers to distribute software specifically for Ubuntu and Ubuntu-based distributions. Now, for this video, I'll be using Ubuntu 24.04. And one thing you need to note is that PPAs are strictly for Ubuntu and Ubuntu-based distributions, and they are not recommended on Debian, and this is for various reasons, including potential dependency conflicts. So do not use PPAs on Debian, as this can result in system instability and potential dependency conflicts. Now, with that out of the way, let's get started. Like we saw in the introduction, not all software applications are available in the default Ubuntu repositories, and just for demonstration, we are going to install a package called Grub-customizer, which is a utility that customizes your Grub menu. So let's first of all search for it in the default repositories, and to do so, run the command apt search grub-customizer and hit enter. So from the output, you can see we do not get any such results, indicating that Grub-customizer is not hosted on the default Ubuntu repositories. And if you install it, you're going to run into an error. So let me try and install it using the command sudo apt install Grub-customizer. And as you can see on the last line, we see the error unable to locate package Grub-customizer. Now, thankfully, you can install Grub-customizer from a PPA on Launchpad. So what you're going to do, we're going to head over to our web browser here. And from here, I'm going to search Grub-customizer. And I'm going to specify Grub-customizer PPA. Okay. Now, Launchpad is a collaboration platform for Ubuntu that allows developers to host their code, track bugs, and manage their projects. And one thing that stands out with Launchpad is its role in hosting packages, particularly through the PPAs. So now I'm going to go with the first link here. So here you get the PPA description, okay, and the installation instructions. All right. So as you can see, you get the instructions over here. So we are going simply to run these commands one by one. And the first step is to add the PPA. So I'm just going to grab this line here. I'm going to copy this and run it on my terminal. So I'm going to paste it here and I'm going to hit enter. So as you can see here, you get information about the PPA, including the URL, distribution that you can install it on, and so on. So I'm going to hit enter to continue adding the PPA. And as you can see, the PPA has successfully been added. Now let's verify this using the ls command. So I'm going to use the ls command. Then I'm going to check the etc apt sourceslist.d directory and hit enter. So as you can see, this is a PPA we have just added from Daniel Richer. Now let's go on to the next step. The next step will be to update the local package index. So once you've added the PPA, you need to refresh the local package index to notify the system of the newly added PPA. And to do that, I'll simply run the command sudo apt update and hit enter. So as you can see from the output, the PPA has been recognized. So once you've updated the local package index, now we are going to install Grub-customizer. So I'm going to grab this command here and head over to our terminal, and I'm going to run sudo apt install Grub-customizer, and I'm going to hit enter. So to proceed, I'll simply type Y and hit enter. So this will take a few seconds, so just be patient as the installation goes on. And there you go, we have successfully installed Grub-customizer. And just to be sure, I'm going to head over to the left bottom corner here, click on show apps, and I'm going to search for Grub-customizer, and here we go. So I'm going to click on this to launch it, and it will require my password for authentication, and I'm going to provide it. And as you can see, we have successfully installed Grub-customizer on Ubuntu 24.04. And by the way, I've made a video on how to install Grub-customizer on Ubuntu and how to use it to modify your Grub menu appearance. So check the link I've provided above for more information on this. Okay, so as you have seen, we have installed Grub-customizer from the PPA. And thanks to the PPA, we've been able to install it because it's not available in the default Ubuntu repositories. So I'm just going to hit close to exit. Now in the next example, we are going to install Wireshark from the PPA, and we're going to compare installing Wireshark from the PPA and from the default Ubuntu repositories and see which one provides the latest release. So see you in the next section. In this section, we are going to install Wireshark on 2 instances, and on one instance we are going to install it from the PPA, and in another we are going to install it from the default Ubuntu repositories, and then we can compare the releases or the versions we have installed. So on my virtual machine here, I'm going to install Wireshark from the PPA. So I'm going to head over back to my web browser and search for Wireshark. So I'm going to search for Wireshark PPA, and I'm going to head back to Launchpad to check on the installation instructions. Okay, and as always, we are going to add the repository to our system. So I'm going to run the following command here on the terminal. So I'm going to paste it there, and I'm going to run this. And as before, I'm going to hit enter to add the PPA. And that is done. So let me confirm the existence of the PPA. So I'm going to search the sources list directory once again. And as you can see here, we have added the Wireshark PPA. Now once you've added the PPA, we are going to update the local package index by running sudo apt update. And that is done. So now let's install Wireshark. So to install Wireshark, what you're going to do, we are simply going to say sudo apt install Wireshark and hit enter. So you get this bunch of libraries and packages that are going to be installed, and ensure you have enough or sufficient memory or space on your disk. So here you see we need 223 megabytes of additional disk space. So I'm gonna hit Y and press enter. This will take a minute or two, so just be patient as the installation progresses. And the installation of Wireshark is now complete. Now you can also add your currently logged in user to the Wireshark group to be able to capture packets. Okay, so here I'm going to run the command. Okay, so now let's check the version of Wireshark installed. So I'm going to say Wireshark _version and hit enter. So this is the output you get. So as you can see, we have installed Wireshark version 4.6.1, and this is the latest version, by the way. So that's how you install Wireshark from the PPA. Now let's head over to another instance here. So I'm connected to another instance of Ubuntu here, and we are going to install Wireshark from the default Ubuntu repositories. So first of all, we're going to start by updating the local cache. So I'm going to run the command apt update, and that's done. So once I've updated the local package index, I'm going to run the command apt install Wireshark. Now I'm running these commands as root user, that's why I'm not using sudo. So I'm going to run this command here, and once again ensure you have enough disk space. So here you are needed to have 682 megabytes. So I'm going to press Y and hit enter. So during the installation, you'll be asked if non-super users should be able to capture packets. So here I'm simply going to say yes. And the installation of Wireshark is now complete. Now let's check the version of Wireshark for comparison, and here I'm going to say Wireshark version and hit enter. And this time around, you can see we have installed Wireshark version 4.2.2. This is an older version of Wireshark compared to what you have here, which is Wireshark version 4.6.1. And notably, you can see that the PPA provides the latest version of software packages, and that's one of the reasons you would want to go with installing software from a PPA. Now in our last section, we are going to see how to uninstall software that has been installed using the PPA. So see you in the next section. Having looked at how to install software from a PPA, let's now see how to remove it. And for demonstration, I'll try to remove Wireshark. So first of all, let me confirm if Wireshark is installed. So once again, I'll run the command Wireshark version and hit enter. So these are the details you get as you saw earlier. So I'll also try to see using the application launcher. So I'm going to search for Wireshark, and this is what we have here already. So this confirms that Wireshark has successfully been installed. So now let's see how to remove it. So to remove software installed using the PPA, the first step is to remove the PPA itself. And to do that, I'm simply going to head over here. So I'm going to copy this line here we used to add the PPA earlier and paste it on the terminal. Now here I'm going to add the remove flag like that. So here we have the command sudo add apt repository with the remove option here, and then specify the PPA as you can see. So this removes the PPA from your system, and I'm going to hit enter. Okay, to proceed, I'm simply going to enter once again. So as you can see in this line here, removing entry from the apt sources.list directory. Okay, so this PPA is now being removed, and that is done. So now let's confirm this. So I'm going to copy this path here, and I'm going to use the ls command just to ensure the PPA has been removed. And as you can see, this time around we do not have the Wireshark repository, which is here. Okay, so this PPA has now been removed. After removing the PPA, the next thing you need to do is to remove Wireshark using the apt package manager. So we're going to run the command sudo apt remove Wireshark. So here I'm going to type y and hit enter once again. Okay, and that is done. So we have successfully removed Wireshark. Now you can completely remove a package if it has come with any configuration files or data files using the command sudo apt purge. So here we can specify Wireshark and hit enter. So this removes everything, including the configuration files. Okay, so to clean up the system and to remove these bloat packages here, you can run the auto remove command here. So I'm going to run this command to clean up the disk. Okay, so I'm going to run sudo apt auto remove, and as you can see, we are going to recover 410 megabytes of disk space. So I'll type y and proceed to hit enter. And there we go. We have successfully removed Wireshark. Let's now check Wireshark version. So once again, I'll type Wireshark version and run the command. And as you can see now, we get this information, no such file or directory, and this confirms Wireshark has been removed. Similarly, we can use the application launcher to check if Wireshark is present, and this time around you can see we get no results, and this confirms that Wireshark has been removed. And that's it, guys, for this video lecture. In this video lecture, we looked at how to install software from a PPA. And we have seen the benefits of using a PPA because some software is not available in the default Ubuntu repositories, and you're always guaranteed to find the latest version of software when installing from a PPA. And lastly, we saw how to remove software that you have installed using a PPA. And that's it guys for this video lecture. Please don't forget to leave a like if you found this video insightful, and smash the subscribe button so that you can continue receiving more of these Linux tutorials. So this was part 3 of the series. See you in the next part.